Sampling is what is going to eat your budget up. So as a professional pattern maker, I thought I'd share some tips to help you save on your pattern making budget. Hi, welcome to Pattern Making with Leigh. Sampling, if you think about it, is kind of this crazy, massive financial risk that you take on as a designer. You put all this money and time into creating this very exciting collection, and if you're lucky, only half the collection will get bought. It's not just you, most SKUs get dropped. I work for lots of high-end designers, so I know how many patterns actually go through production. And often, a couple of your exciting editorial looks might get bought up as sort of showpieces in a store, but often stores will come back to you to sort of buy, I guess the best word is staples. I don't mean staples in a sort of simple white t-shirt kind of thing, but the things that your brand becomes known for. And often they'll buy those as a sort of a safe way to connect with your brand and give customers something that they're familiar with, but it's kind of new and exciting as well. So how do you create a collection that is budget friendly, but still exciting and cohesive? Let's take a look at some examples from my time at Alexander McQueen. Look at the first 5 looks at McQueen's Spring 2019 ready-to-wear collection. See any similarities? Each look uses the same flared peplum I created. Sure, they shifted it around a bit, raised the hem on some, but the same pattern essentially. And these looks came one after the other on the runway. Talk about consistency. If you click on this video, I'm sure you're interested in starting your own brand or creating your own collections, maybe for when you're studying. So while watching the examples, think about what you might want to be known for as a designer. So design features, silhouettes that you like and your customer might be into as well. And then start creating your own mood board on Pinterest. And if you're interested in creating sort of circular, voluminous designs, check out my circle skirts and not circles video. It's one of the most popular ones I've done, and I'll leave a link in the description too. Let's look at another example. Look 4 and 5 from McQueen's Resort 2019 collection use the same skirt. They just got different lace appliques. But I want you to focus on the top here because it appears a whole year later in the 2020 Resort collection. It just doesn't have the same lace applique along the neckline, but the straps, darts and fit are all the same. The top has been extended to create a dress, and rather than sew the darts together, I put a little cutout in about 1.5 centimeters wide, and they inserted lace in there. Other looks in the collection have the same cutout lace pieces too. So you can see how they create consistency by using the same silhouette, but also updated with new construction techniques. You'll also see this jacket style pop up a lot in McQueen's 2019-2020 collections too. Now that you know about reusing patterns, you won't be able to stop seeing it. This concept can be so much more than reusing a silhouette or mixing and matching tops. See how all these have common design features? Perhaps it's a hip pad or a shoulder pad or a similar shape over the bust. All these looks came from one drape which I received, and you can watch this video to find out more about how I actually made this pattern. But the look was so successful that Sarah, the creative director and her stylist, wanted to create a whole bunch of looks based on it. This created design consistency across the entire collection, and while McQueen doesn't have to worry about money so much, it will save you money. Because it's not just the initial time it takes to make the pattern, it's the toiling afterwards, the fabric, the machinist time, then you have to fit it, then you adjust the pattern, then you toil it again. See how all the labor and fabric costs creep up? But as I said, if you really want to save money, create your own patterns. And I have lots of free videos on my YouTube channel, Pattern Making with Leigh. And here are the ones I mentioned in this video. If you want to make your own patterns for your own design, make sure you check out my DIY pattern making kits. Each kit has a professionally fitted block, which I used to create patterns for my own clients and developed over my career as a pattern maker for brands like Alexander McQueen. And it has a guide, which will walk you step by step through the pattern making process so you can make any design based off that block. So check it out.